Okay, today's project. Try not to get covered in oil. And yeah, I had no choice. It's all I had left. Let's get into changing the oil. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. All right, you boys and girls. I got an oil change project to do today on a 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee V6. What you want to do is make sure you find your owner's manual and make sure you get the right engine oil for your engine, for your vehicle, for your specific year and make and model. First things first, this is hidden. This would be in your owner's manual if you read. This is a little, I don't know, inspection cover, I guess. And actually it says right there, oil, and that's the filter. So it's a little tough to see, but she's down in there. You got to get a inch socket on top of that cover right there, and then take that and then snake that through this vacuum line and the intake tube. Yeah, it's fun. We'll show you how to do that. And then up underneath is your drain plug. Let's drain the oil first, and then we'll go after that filter. All right, guys. Well, welcome underneath the Jeep. We are currently sitting on ramps and no jack stands, so we're pretty good. It looks awful small, to tell you the truth, but this actually holds 6 quarts. And make sure you get your right socket or your wrench. I use normally, if I can get there, I use a 6-point socket, and all the stuff I usually do is 3/8 drive is just plenty. So find your drain plug, take that thing off, and you guys, I did this for you guys. I was gonna change this oil last night. It was warm. Right now it's cold. But I wanted to show you guys basically step by step, and it helps if I actually put the oil pan up in the air a little bit, if you can do that, because you can catch the flow a little bit better in case it, you know, has a different arc, because warmer oil will flow different than cooler water, water. So yeah, it just helps a little bit catching it. So we'll let that drain. Well, that didn't work. I got covered in oil, but gotta have your rag. So we'll let that drain. And we'll go back up top and we'll tackle that oil filter. Oh yeah. All right, guys, I tried to put you as best spot as I can get you. So basically, this is a 1-inch socket, and then I have an extension, about a 6-inch extension, and this should be able to get the cover off. You gotta it's kind of hard on the jacks because I'm not used to doing it on the jacks, to tell you the truth. I can actually change this oil from the ground, but for video purposes, I put it on the car jacks so you guys can see. And there's a lot more room from that fat belly to get underneath there, which is nice. So let's take this cover off, and I'll show you guys the new filter. It actually comes with a gasket, which is nice because you should replace that every time you do this this oil filter, especially on these type of vehicles. Just get a couple rags ready here. Make sure you have your paper towels handy. And let's get that cover, and the filter should stick with it. And you gotta snake it out. It's a little difficult, but take your time. It will come out. There it goes. And there's the filter. Let's get that over to the trash, and I'll actually pop it out for you guys real quick. So basically, there is a O-ring right there that you have to replace. Take that off with a pick. And I'll show you guys that right now. I'm pretty sure this is a Mopar. I bought one last time. They didn't have one in Walmart. Okay, so now we're back over here on my makeshift workbench. And I like to do this while the oil drains to get all the oil out. So basically, this cover will come out together. And this, I believe, just kind of snaps onto the inside cover. Yep, there it is. Comes right out. So I'm gonna drain all that out of there. Let that drain right there. And then with the new oil filter, I think this oil filter's got about 4,500 miles, I think. So I'm pretty sure this was a Mopar. They didn't have one, so I had to go with the Fram. I thought the best Fram I could buy. They don't make any really. They don't have any other alternates. So I couldn't find a Purolator or nothing this time. They're sold out. But here's the new one, and new gasket, what it comes with. And if you're curious, this is the number of the Fram filter. extra guard is the XG, so don't worry about that. They're all the same number, 11665. But if you can, try to get the original manufacturing one. So I just try to take a look at it, make sure the O-ring on the bottom side is going to be the same, the length, make sure everything is identical, so you're going to have no problems installing this. These are very similar. These are the right ones. So, all right, most important thing here is to replace this O-ring every time you change your oil. And if you get yourself a set of picks like this, I can see if I can find a link on Amazon for these to get you guys. I bought these years ago. These are gear wrench picks. These are nice to have, and that'll help you instead of using a screwdriver and just pick that O-ring right off. Very simple. And if you want, you can put a little bit of old oil on this to help you slide, but you really, it should go on pretty good. But just make sure it lands in that in the gasket. I try not to roll it, but when you get down there, you can try to unroll it. If that makes any sense to you, because you don't want it twisted. So just make sure it's sitting in this groove all the way around, and then reverse procedure. Put your new one on, make sure it snaps just in like that. Make sure your O-ring has a little bit of oil on there. I always take a little bit of the old oil, lube things up, make it nice and nice, and then clean the top of the cover off. Get the oil off that, and let's pop that back in the car. Okay, we're back over here. I just like to make sure everything is wiped down as best you can in here, and you know, you don't have to go crazy, but just make sure it's nice and as clean as you can get it. Same reverse procedure, kind of goes in at an angle to try to get this thing in. There it goes, falls right in. I always make sure I spin it a few times by hand, because this is a plastic piece, before you start cranking on it. And again, I'm sure there's a torque spec, but I'm not gonna go by that. I know a lot of people might frown upon that, but I'm just gonna go until it feels tight, because that O-ring is there to do its job. So you really don't have to kill this thing, you know what I mean? So you can start feeling it tight. Again, it's plastic on plastic, so you gotta keep that in mind. Once you feel some resistance, that's it. That's good to me right there, done. Just feel a little bit of resistance and give it not even a quarter turn, and you're good to go. Put your inspection cover back on, and make sure, what is that? That's all right. Make sure everything's clean. You can come underneath it with some simple green if you want to afterwards. This is your oil fill. We're gonna open that up and then get the funnel ready. But first, we gotta go dip back down below and put the oil plug back in. So let's head down there. And we are back down below. We're still leaking oil. We're still dripping some oil out of that thing. So we'll let this leak all the way down, and then we'll put our plug back in. Make sure you clean the threads. Make sure your gasket is still intact. Nothing's worn, nothing's broken. And then we'll go back up top and we'll put some oil in. Okay, oil is finished finally draining. So now on to the refilling of the oil. This particular motor takes 6 quarts, even for a V6, so it's pretty easy to remember, at least on this vehicle. But there's plenty of information out there. If you guys don't know where to get this stuff, you can Google it. But your owner's manual will tell you all the different types of capacity of different oils in the vehicle. So don't fret, there's information out there that you can get. But this particular V6, and this is a 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee, takes 6 quarts. I'm using Castrol Edge full synthetic. I'm not sponsored by these guys, but this oil is a very good oil that I've been using for many, many years. And I have nothing but good luck with it. So it has never broke down on me. I should say the oil, not the vehicles, and the vehicles have never either. I'm pretty stickler on maintenance. So like I said, I changed this oil can go probably longer than what I change it, but I change it anyways. I think this had like 4,000 or 4,500, I think. So yeah, fill this up, check your dipstick afterwards, and that's it, man. Pretty easy. pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy for the most part. The only thing that can be difficult is that filter on the top side, snaking it through the intake, through the and past the intake tube, and there's a vacuum line up there, so it's a little different on the newer model. I had a 2015, and it was the same setup as this, but it wasn't as bad. It was a clean shot in and out, so you didn't have to kind of snake it in and out. But it's doable. It can be done. Just have a little bit of patience. And again, with that plastic filter cap, just be careful when you're tightening it down. So, all right. Well, this is the end of the video now, guys. So I got an update video coming. There's some stuff I want to talk to you guys about. So stay tuned to that video, and we'll see you next time.